Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect Akim out there that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is going to be another confusion of faith video talking about how Israelites are scattered in the Bible Belt. This is just proof with, and it shows you that in this movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I've talked about this movie in other videos, but I'm gonna play a clip real quick. All right.
I don't mean to be telling tales out of school.
Oh, come on, huh? It's like it.
I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a feller in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker.
Now, if you notice, he called him a dumb cracker. All right. You know, and that guy, this guy right here, he's a politician. All right. To give you a little context, they just sang at a radio station to get some money, and this takes part in the Great Depression, and you know, they're doing what they can to get by. And this rich politician, you know, old money, you know, comes in to mass communicate, you know, to the country to elect him for mayor or something like that. And you know, he called the other dude trying to, you know, scrape him by a dumb cracker. All right, I'm going to show you the origin of that word cracker. All right, you know, you also have Florida crackers. All right, this is Georgia crackers, and this is where the term cracker came from. All right, it says in late 19th century and early part of 20th century, Georgia ranchers came to be known as Georgia crackers by Floridians when they drove their cattle into the grassy flatlands of central Florida to graze in the winter, stopping where the citrus groves began. In order to get the cattle's attention, they became very adept of cracking a bullwhip. Right? Because a lot of people think that word cracker me is like a slur word because they have the same complexion as like a wafer cracker or whatever, saltine cracker. Then you'll get some people that say no, it actually goes back to white folks cracking the whip on slaves. And then you might have, you know, some people that do a little bit more research and say what it means right here, that they know is, you know, poor white folks that crack their whips on cattle, you know, that were working blue collared farming jobs and cracked the whip on cattle and livestock. But it goes a bit deeper than that. All right, it says the term cracker was in use during Elizabethan times to describe braggarts, which is like a bragger, you know. The original root of this Middle English word crack, meaning entertaining conversation. One may be said to crack a joke. A witty remark is a wise crack. You know, this term and the Gaelic spelling crake are still in use in Ireland and Scotland today. Right? If you go over to Ireland right now, you know, they'll say, "What's the crack?" or "What's the crake?" You know, which means, you know, what's up? You know, like what's the word? What's the crack? You know, and it means boaster. You know, someone that talks a lot of shit talker. It is documented in Shakespeare's King John, 1595. What cracker is this that defests our ears with abundance of superfluous breath? You know, so cracker is somebody that talks a lot and boasts a lot. You know, and he's a wise guy. He can you know, he's quick witted, quick with the insults. You know, and perfect example is Conor McGregor. You know, he's a cracker, man. He, you know, he talks a lot of shit, and he's quick with the comebacks. to get inside of opponents' heads, you know, and that's a Jake spirit, man. They're that free. If you go over to Ireland right now, man, you'll get that a lot, man. People teasing you, that playful, uh, make fun of you kind of thing, and that's heavy in Memphis. You know, they gotta end everything with looking ass boy or neck ass boy. you know, you got a bunch of black crackers, man. Matter of fact, there's a Negro baseball league that were called the Atlanta Black Crackers. You know, because they they uh, they took the name after the Atlanta Crackers, which was the white minor league team for Atlanta. Before like the 1950s, before Jackie Robinson integrated Major League Baseball. All right, but just to show, hey man, Deuteronomy 28 still applies to confusion of faces. Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. All right, when you look up that word byword, it means sharp word, sharp cutting word, a taunt, a gibe, and gibe means an insulting or marking remark, a taunt, you know. Somebody, because when you call somebody a cracker, you're in hopes of taunting them, trying to get in their head a little bit or whatever. A slur word, at best word for that. Trying to mock them, just like nigger or spick, you know. It, let's see, there's, yeah, the usage of it. Here, Slovakia, I forgot to read this part. By the 1760s, the ruling classes, both in Britain and the American colonies, applied the term cracker to Scot-Irish and English settlers of remote southern back country. As noted in passage from a letter to the Earl of Dartmouth. Um, I should explain to your lordship what is meant by crackers, a name they have got from being great boasters. They are a lawless set of rascals on the frontiers of Virginia, Maryland, Carolinas, and Georgia, who often change their place of abode, like gypsies, travelers. Over there in Ireland, if you look up Irish travelers, they're discriminated against a lot, you know, because but they basically, like it describes here, lawless rascals. You know, they don't have a house. They live in trailers and motorhomes, and they basically just go to an empty parking lot and just throw down. They have huge parties, and the the rich ass Edomite English folks, they stay hating on their ass. If there's one of those pikeys, is what they call them in over there in Europe. Those gypsies, they call them pikeys, which is like the it's like nigger calling them niggers, man. But they say if pikeys come into our neighborhood, don't let them buy anything. You know, they're discriminated hard over there in Europe. The word was later associated with the cowboys of Georgia and Florida, man of them descendants of those early frontiersmen, and you can still find artifacts of Georgia crackers and Florida crackers, and basically they like in those rural areas, the back country where they still have those this common knowledge of this word cracker. It just basically means that they're native Georgians or native Floridians, or descendants from them. But the usage of the word cracker among Georgians, the term is used as a proud or jocular self-description since the huge influx of new residents into Georgia from the northern parts of the United States in the late 20th century, Georgia cracker has become used informally by some white residents of Georgia of Scotch, Irish, and English stock to indicate that their family has lived there for many generations. Basically what I just said. Uh, However, other Georgians find the term highly offensive and insulting. Cracker has a murky history, but generally describes poor whites. Alright? Oh, snap. Look at the image of poor whites. They're depicted as, like, you know, ape-like, The slur is widely considered an insult among white Southerners. For plenty of rural white Southerners, cracker is a demeaning, bigoted term, the equivalent of redneck, which is also a byword for, confusion of face, along with white trash hillbilly, right there. But yeah, man, that word cracker just means like poor whites, blue collared workers, new money. uh, yeah, man, I'm gonna highlight this real quick. The word was later associated with the cowboys of Georgia and Florida. Because that whole cowboy culture, country, that's a Jake stuff, man. That's salt of the earth right there. You know, Jacob is a former of all things. That cowboy shit, that's Israelite shit, man. But I'm gonna play another clip right here. This is pretty funny. But you'll see.
I've seen trouble. God damn! This is something but a boy. I have bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised.
Hey man, Cracker's got moves, But he just to break down the song really quick, he's singing "Constant Sorrow" or "Man of Constant Sorrow." You know, what heathen would be a man of constant sorrow? You know. But I'm gonna play it on real quick. You can look up that song in your own time if you're really into it.
Holy moly! These boys are a hit! Well, Pappy, let's integrate it. It. So I guess my nation depended. You miscegenated. All you boys is miscegenated. Give me microphone. Oh, give me microphone. Give me microphone. These boys is not white. These boys is not white. Hell, they ain't even old-timing. Look, I happen to know, ladies and gentlemen, that this band of miscreants here this very evening interfered with a lynch mob in the performance of its duties. Well, it's true. See, I belong to a certain secret society. I don't believe I gotta mention its name.
He's part of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, which is in this clip I'm about to play. But just he said these boys is miscegenated, and that word miscegenated means interbreeding of races, coined irregularly in American English from Latin miscre to mix, and genus, which means race. That's where you get your word gene from. Give birth, beget. So, these fucking crackers know, man. Or these Edomites know. Slack it. These Edomites know. Uh, but crackers are Israelites. Slakia, slip of the tongue. Um, he said these boys are not white, you know, and he said they're integrated because their guitar player is a so-called Negro, and you'll see.
And these boys here, they trampled all over our venerated observances and rituals. Now, this here music is over. Alright? And I have no. Hey, I ain't offended. Listen to me. These boys desecrated a fiery cross. And they convicts, folks. Fugitives escaped off the farm. Now, folks, these boys got to be remanded to authorities. Criminals. And I have it from the highest authority that Negro sold his soul to the devil. Oh. Wait a minute.
And to give you some background on that, he's based off of, this fictional character is based off of a James Robertson, I believe, is what his name is, who is basically the father of blues, you know, and his story, the legend behind him is that he sold his soul to the devil to play the blues, and country music is just a mixture of hillbilly music and Negroid blues, you know, hillbilly music from the hills of Kentucky or the mountains of Kentucky, and the Mississippi blues. It kind of met in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where you get country music.
No, it's true. It's true. Wait a minute, folks. Issue ain't my constituency.
Yeah, but basically that's it. But that's prophecy that happened to Israelites. Just real quick. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. That's why you got a whole bunch of Israelites into Muslimism, false Christianity, even into like cults and shit. Because they're following after Eve, man, or heathen women. I shouldn't say Eve, but they're following after heathen women. Just to back that up, Ezra 9:1. Now when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, the lands which they are scattering, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites and Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. For they have taken their daughters for themselves, and for their sons, so they are taking their taking these heathens' daughters and taking them for themselves, meaning that they're popping these women, and they're giving their daughters to their sons so they could pop, all right, so they can have sex with, all right, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Now, that word mingle means mixed. Mix or cause to mix. So the holy seed, which is the Israelite seed, that sperm, that's where you get that word seed. The origin of that word means is sperma. All right, have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yeah, the hand of the princes and rulers hath been chief in this trespass. And it is a trespass to mix your seed among heathens. And just to back that up real quick, Deuteronomy 7 and let's see. Yeah, I'll start at 7 and 2. And when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. That them is talking about these heathens. Thou shalt not make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto a son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. So this is a huge trespass, you know? But if you read further on, you'll see that they repented. Yeah, it said Ezra 9 and 6, and said, "O my God, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, I am ashamed and blush to lift up my face to thee, my power, for our iniquities are increased over our head, and our trespasses grown up unto the heavens. Since the days of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto this day, and for our iniquities have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hand of the kings of the land, to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is this day. Um, and now for a little space grace hath been showed from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, our power, to leave us a remnant to escape, and to give us a nail in his holy place, that our power may lighten our eyes, and give us a little reviving in our bondage. Because if you read on, it shows how they repented, and they stopped dealing with these heathen women. They came out of the practices of these heathens, and they started practicing the customs of Israel again. But I'm not gonna read the whole chapter. You gotta study to show thyself approved. I'll get this precept really quick. Psalms 106 and 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Alright? But, just because you have Negroid features doesn't necessarily mean that you're an Israelite. Alright? Because your nationality is determined by the seed. Alright? Numbers 1 and 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, which is their family lineage, ancestry, descent, lineage, line, genealogy, family tree, extraction. Alright, so they declared their family tree after their families by the house of their fathers. So their father's father, father's father's father, all the way back, according to the number of the names of 20 years and old and upward by their polls. This is how they determined who was an Israelite and who was an heathen. All right, but of course, we don't know our family tree, our father's father's father. That's why Paul said, debate not vain lineage. Because Romans 8 and 16 says that here, I'll just grab it real quick. Alright, Romans 8 and 16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. It's because we can tell that we have the same spirit. Alright, we don't look at carnal things. We can tell that we're going through the same stuff. That we both have a zeal for the Most High. We're going through the same shit. It's just sprayed with different air freshener. Alright. But this is, I'm gonna end it with this. This is a funny little clip. I'll probably speak on it,
I ain't never harmed you, neither you gentlemen. I ain't never harmed nobody. Hey, Tommy. Huh? Tommy, we come to rescue you. That's mighty kind of you boys, but I don't think nothing's gonna save me now. The devil's come to collect his due. Don't be crazy, Tommy. You don't want to get hard. But no, I don't reckon I do. That's the way it seems to be working out. Listen, Tommy, I got a plan. Color God is colored. Who made it?
He said the color guard is colored, but they're not, man. They look like so-called white people. You know, they're just dirty. Because these boys is miscegenated.
I'm the color God. Good boys!
Hey, that's funny though too, man. You're gonna have Israelites in the KKK, you know, because they, the KKK is against, they say you have to be a Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, Englishman to be part of the KKK. You know, so they're against the Irish Catholics. You know, but it's part of Esau's technique of uh, suppressing their people by letting them come up a little bit. You know, like you have the house niggers and you got the field niggers. You know, he let certain Irish people or people that were miscegenated into the KKK just so just to give them like a little thing to strive for, you know. But with that, I hope this video was edifying, and until next time, shalom.